Well, Atlanta's airport can be a little convoluted. There are 3 terminals, 1 for international flights, then 2, north and south, all the way on the other side for domestic. What no one tells you is that the south terminal is only for Delta flights, and north is for all the other airlines. I naturally end up at the north terminal when my wife is flying Delta. Round and round we go to the cell phone lot. I just love to watch the planes take off. Well, in today's video we are going to party in Atlanta and visit the fake German town of Helen and attempt to overnight at a winery, so stay tuned.
I'm riding with my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV.
Well, hello everybody and welcome to Atlanta. We're going to do big city things today. Coming up here to the left is the Georgia State Capitol. Let's park right here. It is $8 flat rate during the weekend. Right across the street, we have Tin Lizzie's, a local Mexican franchise. Good beer selection, but the bartender, very apathetic. Maybe she's just tired. We continue wandering around, admiring the modern Atlanta architecture. And we end up at one of these covered walkways between buildings.
I wonder what that is. There's the Marietta. We're kind of lost in Atlanta.
This is here actually the Atlanta Marriott Marquis. Check out this atrium here. This is fantastic.
It's called the Pulse Loft, this area.
There's a High Velocity, and Pulse is actually the name of the lobby bar. We end up here drinking Prosecco at the sports bar, which is actually called the High Velocity. Very nice, ritzy hotel. But hey, we are celebrating. It is very lively around here. You know what? I think we're going to go to the top floor of the Westin. It was the tallest hotel in the Western Hemisphere until not too long ago. We've been here before. The views from the top are great. We are actually at the bar on the upper level of the Sundial restaurant, which used to be a revolving restaurant until a horrible accident in which a child lost his life. They haven't turned on the revolving mechanism ever since.
There's the cheese plate.
Yes, we have the cheese plate, a drink, and watch the day come to an end. And the relentless traffic on I-75. We're gonna have to tackle it at some point. There's the Skyview Ferris wheel, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, home of the Atlanta Falcons, and of course, CNN. Well, it is time to go. We do have a longish day ahead of us tomorrow. And here we are back at the Atlanta Marietta RV Resort.
Well, this is the Atlanta Marietta KOA.
Yeah, it's actually not a KOA.
A lot of permanent residents and some very transient people. I don't know, after the forest, it's a little bit of a letdown, but it's conveniently located 15 minutes away from downtown Atlanta when traffic is low. So very cool. Doing laundry and then we're leaving towards Helen. It's laundry time.
Well, yeah, the plan is to stop by a winery, which is part of the Harvest Hosts program, and then visit Helen. But first, let's go to the local Walmart to resupply and put gas. Traffic is, of course, inescapable near Atlanta. But eventually it gets better. Of course, it is such a gloomy, overcast day, though. These two buildings here are known locally as the King and the Queen because they resemble the chess pieces, although they are officially the Concourse Corporate Center. Here we are, approaching the northern Georgia mountains. You know I love mountains. This is the Cottage Winery, and the weather, I am very happy to say, is improving notably. This is one of those wineries where you can stay overnight as a member of the Harvest Hosts program. I called yesterday, and the owner Jim said he had plenty of room.
We've arrived here, but the place is packed. We'll see.
The tasting room is here all the way in the back. It is a beautiful property, and I'm really looking forward to tasting some of the wines. The place is actually packed. It's full to the brim on this Saturday.
Well, he said to park somewhere up here, but there's really no space up here. So, that's that. We're gonna have to find someplace else.
Well, yeah, as much as we would have loved to stay here, as you saw, there was no room for us, even though I called ahead of time. I doubt we could have gone up that ramp to the right anyways. I know everybody raves about how great the Harvest Hosts program is, but we've had nothing but bad luck. I'm going to give them another shot, or two, since I already paid for the membership, but I don't know. Lucky for us, there is a campground just half a mile away. It's called Jenny's Creek Campground. The entrance is through this gravel road, not the smoothest I've seen. Yeah, very loose gravel, makes me wish I had a 4x4. The campground is run by this very nice, very friendly young couple, and they gave us a backing site for $37.95 after taxes. $35. So let's do it! That is our site here to the left, and I am foreseeing one problem. It doesn't look much so in the video, but it is a pretty steep grade backing in, and it is very loose gravel. Let's see how this is gonna work. Uh-oh, that's no good. Let's try it again. And again. And again. And again. I don't think this is going to work. Okay, one last time. Alright, I give up. Apparently old Kia doesn't have enough traction to push Minitini into that site. The trailer is heavy. We were going to be boondocking, so I filled up the freshwater tank. Let's go to the office and ask if they have a different site.
Well, Harvest Host was an epic fail this time. This is Jenny Creek Campground, which seems to be very nice. I mean, the site was off level, and of course, if you saw me try to back into that side up there, that was quite an ordeal. So, luckily they had this other site right here. Let's go to Helen. I'm starving.
It is such a beautiful day all of a sudden. Suddenly, a traffic jam. A pretty bad one at that, going into Helen. It turns out this month is Oktoberfest, no wonder. After standing in traffic for what seems like an eternity, we decide to turn here and look for parking. Here we are. By the way, the German influence here is totally fake, fabricated. It used to be a logging town that was in decline, so the local government came up with this gimmick, this brilliant idea of recreating a Bavarian alpine town here in the Appalachians. The 500-resident town lives obviously off tourism. Let's go find something to eat. And this restaurant, the Old Heidelberg, comes highly recommended. By the way, as I said, it is Oktoberfest, and in this town it begins in early September. That's almost 2 months of partying. Well, I ordered the Oktoberfest beer and some food, but the food seems to be taking a very long time, while the party downstairs continues. Our waitress has disappeared too. Almost an hour later, the food arrives. The schnitzel, undercooked. Very disappointed, particularly with the service at the Old Heidelberg. Although the other dish, the one that I had actually, the sausages with onions and gravy, was actually very tasty. Let's continue walking here on the main drag towards the river.
We are crossing the Chattahoochee River.
The town overflowing with tourists, many of them obviously intoxicated. Pretty cool. Maybe that restaurant by the river would have been a better choice. We see some people tubing in the river. It seems to be a pretty popular activity here. Homemade ice cream. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but we're not having a great day. At first, our inability to park at the winery, then our bad experience at the Old Heidelberg, and everything is so crowded.
Do not go there. Atlanta Falls. Not Atlanta Falls, but Atlanta Falls.
Yep, those are the falls.
You're looking at him.
Here's Hofer's, a famous bakery here in town. And I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but we really haven't liked Helen all that much. I mean, perhaps they are overwhelmed with the hordes of tourists here this weekend, because the service has been atrocious everywhere. Like they are doing you a favor or something.
It's been overall a rough day, but Helen has been overall a great disappointment. First of all, super touristy. Look at the line of cars coming in here, and I don't know why. The service everywhere is atrocious. I mean, it's a fake German town. It's just a tourist trap. The whole town is a tourist trap. And really, not feeling it. Hopefully tomorrow will be a better day.
We promptly return to our campground. Well, good morning, everybody. Greetings.
Well, this is where we stayed last night. Jenny's Creek campground. It's a little rough to get in and out. As you can see, that's the entrance, and this is the RV exit, which is a pretty high grade, but I think we'll manage. Hopefully, it won't rain, and it's actually sprinkling a little bit.
Here's the fishing pond and the playground.
Yeah, it's raining. We should go.
Yeah, a lot of the sites are very much off level here, but the owners are super nice.
It is time to leave Jenny's Creek campground. Kind of rustic, and it looks like they are undergoing some renovations. The owners, such a nice couple, so hospitable. We will probably revisit someday and enjoy the area a little more. Last night I actually had a nightmare about slipping and sliding here at the exit, but luckily we came out unscathed. We are returning to the Atlanta area to spend some quality family time. I have no idea why I took this road over here. Oh, maybe we wanted to see the cloud-covered mountains. Nah, actually, we wanted to go to this barbecue restaurant here in Cleveland, Georgia, called Rib Country Barbecue. Highly recommended by my wife's nephew, Joe. But there is no room for us to park the trailer, so we'll have to come back some other time.
Riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV. Yeah, I'm riding, I'm riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV. Yeah.
Well, the idea is to stay somewhere near Lake Lanier. You know, something picturesque by the water. We found this Sawnee Campground, and so I go to the office. It is an Army Corps of Engineer campground, but they actually lock the main gate at night, and it cannot be opened unless there is an emergency, so yeah, that's a deal breaker for us, because we want to go in and out. Let's continue looking. There's also this other campground. It's called the Shoal Creek Campground, but the gate is locked. Everything seems to be so seasonal around here. Well, we're going to try one last place before we give up and settle for an RV park in the city. It is nice around here. This is supposed to be the road to Lake Lanier Island Campground, but it looks like they've turned the whole place into a golf course. Okay, we can always go back to Jones RV Park in Norcross, Georgia, but we want to try something new, and it turns out there is an RV park right next to Stone Mountain, called Stone Mountain Ridge. We call, and there is maybe vacancy, most likely. They didn't say. We are told to go anyways, and the person in charge will arrive shortly after us, and she'll tell us where to park. And here we are. I'm tired. I don't know how that happened, but I've been driving most of the day.
I'm riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, and guess I'm free in my RV.
Here's our site, Lucky 13.
I'm riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, cause I'm free.
We spend the rest of the day with the family, and there is no video of that, so see you tomorrow. Good morning. Fall suddenly arrived last night, and it is a beautiful day. Dry, crisp air. Oh, just perfect. By the way, this Stone Mountain Ridge RV Park is huge, and a lot of long-term residents, apparently. Let's go to Atlanta. We arrive here by this famous house, which is more like a castle, called the Rhodes Hall. It is a museum, but it seems to be undergoing renovations, and it only opens on Saturdays. To the left, the Peachtree Christian Church. Let's drive around a little on this ritzy neighborhood. I believe it is called Ansley Park. To be honest, I do believe we are lost. I was looking for Piedmont Park, and here we are by Piedmont Heights, I believe. Cheshire Bridge Road. Well, this is actually pretty cool. We're lost in Atlanta. Okay, I might be starting to get our bearings here. Going west on 14th Street towards Peachtree Street. We're gonna park right here and explore the rest of the area on foot. Very nice residential neighborhood, apparently. And here's Piedmont Park, which dates back to the late 1800s.
Piedmont Park. It's a modern art playground. High design here. Piedmont Park.
Yeah, pretty nice park here. And it looks like they just had or are about to have some kind of event because they're fencing the lake. Well, let's go back to the car and continue exploring.
Skate escape.
Check out that pool on the top floor. That's nice. Let's turn left here on Peachtree by Midtown, going south towards downtown. Let's make it a driving tour of the city. Peachtree here is probably the most important street in Atlanta. The brown skyscraper to the right is the Bank of America Plaza, the tallest building in the city and the state. Here, also to the right, is the fabulous Fox Theater, dating back to the 1920s. We shall visit someday, for sure. There's Coca-Cola headquarters. Here's the SunTrust Plaza as we approach my favorite area of downtown so far. Well, the part we visited at the beginning of this video. This intersection here is called 5 Points, and it is considered the very center of Atlanta. And we turn here onto this wide avenue called Marietta Street. There's the Henry Grady Monument, and coming up, the building with the big CNN sign. Well, that's of course the CNN Center, and they do offer tours. As we turn right here, this is Centennial Olympic Park, and a little further down is the World of Coca-Cola and the Georgia Aquarium. The small Ferris wheel is called Skyview Atlanta. Okay, let's go back to more familiar territory. The skyscraper is the iconic 191 Peachtree Tower. But you know, we ended up at the same parking lot, only that it is Monday and parking is $8 an hour. Ouch. This red phone booth is the entrance to a very exclusive bar. If you dial the right number and are wearing the proper attire, you get to disappear inside like Doctor Who. There is another rotating restaurant here called Polaris at the Hyatt Regency. We ate at the Atlanta Braves All-Star Grill. By the way, great food and great service. And I could have sworn that I turned on the camera, but that footage has disappeared. Meet Belle, the new statue by the newly reopened 230 Peachtree. The Sky Bridge connects it to the Peachtree Center.
That's us.
It is such a beautiful day here in Atlanta. We don't really want to leave. But at some point, yeah, we have to go back to the airport.
We have to find out what this is. It's an arch.
Here's the Ballet Olympia sculpture in front of the Sun Trust building here. Very cool. Well, all good things come to an end, and our time here in Atlanta is nearly over. I have to take Illy to the airport and continue my journey alone for now. Check out the alternating traffic lights, pretty cool. I hadn't seen that before. And the lovely Atlanta traffic. We say our goodbyes at the cell phone lot, and just like that, I am by my lonesome one more time. I return to the RV park to spend another day or so editing video, and then I will continue north. Well, another day comes to an end.
Really?
It looks like they are waiting for me to leave to pave my site. Interesting. Oh, by the way, good morning.
Riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, because I'm free.
Whoa, bumpy. Oh crap, I forgot to plug in the 7-pin connector.
I'm riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, because I'm free in my RV, yeah.
Well, the plan is to make it to North Carolina, but plans are made to be changed. So look out for the next video in which we'll go, well, somewhere north of here. If you have enjoyed traveling with us, make sure you are subscribed and check out my other videos. Also, share it with your friends, spread the word, and leave me a comment. Now, if you really liked it, you have a chance to show your support at patreon.com/travelingrobert. As always, thank you so much for watching, and see you on the road.